this video, I'll be going over how to build a simple starter house in Minecraft. So step 1 is building a frame, as you can see here. The frame I have here is a 9x9 square. Make it whatever shape you like, but make sure that the logs are spaced 3 blocks apart. Next step, you can add some balconies spaced 3 blocks apart, but 2. The next step I do is go through and add spruce in between all the logs with a 1 block indent. You only have to do this on the first floor of your house, as shown here. Now build up each of the logs by 1 and go around and connect them up with sideways logs. If you're having a balcony, leave them open and just connect up the main structure. So this is what your first floor plan should look like. And once you've done this, you should have an idea of what your house is going to look like. And then you want to build each of the edges up by 1 if they're on a balcony, but if they're on the main structure, build them up by 4 blocks. You can then connect them to form arches. You could make these arches of any size, but it would mean you change the dimension of the entire build. These dimensions, these windows here are around 3 blocks by 3 blocks. Right now I'm going through and adding half slabs all the way through the balcony, and I added a little ramp in the first one. You can have them flat if you want, but I don't recommend it. Now for the interior, I'm just going through and adding a plain spruce wooden floor. I'm not going to build an interior, but feel free to do one if you are. The next step is to go over and build up some spruce, oak walls, and leave a 1 block indent in the middle for a window. But also ensure to include some doors. So right now I'm building the roof, and this is probably the most complicated part of the entire build. If you're building a house of these dimensions, copy what I'm doing exactly, and place solid blocks on every second ramp, and build them across the whole way like this. And in between each of them, as you'll see once I'm done with this, I go over and add half slabs. This makes the roof a much more gentle slope, so you don't have a very harsh incline. This is a bit hard to do in survival, maybe taking around half an hour, but in creative it took me less than 10 minutes. Once you've done that, go over and insert doors where you want and add glass for the windows. I use light grey stained glass, but if you're playing early in the game and you can't afford that, just use regular glass. Now go over and add fence gates in the middle for detail, and you are done. Now I'm going to do an example of a much larger house. If you pay attention, I use the exact same steps as I do in the previous tutorial I mean, but it looks way bigger and is very different.